This episode is presented by Shaw. October sees the under-20s from countries around the world battling it out to see who has the best youth international team. It reminds me of when I was at the start of my career. At that age, there's already lots of pressure to perform, and you just want to get better and better. So keeping calm and fresh is so important. If I could give younger me a tip, I'd say keep Shaw's non-stop protection range of antiperspirants to hand. It has 72-hour non-stop sweat and odour protection that'll keep you dry and fresh on and off the pitch. Shop now at Boots. Shaw. It won't let you down.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Football Fill-In. It's international break and I know none of you want to hear anything about England, so we have got all sorts for you today. Mikel Arteta, is this his do or die season at Arsenal? Surely this is a year he has to win something. Tommy Tuchel slammed the England fans. Do we need to go and play our games up and down the country in some of these fantastic stadiums that we've got? And surely he can't be getting sacked at Forest, can he? And Stevie G has turned down the Rangers job. But lads, happy Monday morning.
Happy Monday, buddy.
You okay?
Good morning, mate.
Looking forward to it?
Oh, yes.
We're going to start with ranking the Premier League's strikers. So I've got a little list in front of me, okay? Worst to best, Gyökeres, Sesko, Isaac, Voltemada, João Pedro and Hugo Ekitike. We're going to try and get them in a little bit of an order. Now, when we're ranking these, right, are we doing them of their impact that they've had this season, or are we doing this on what we think is the best striker out of all them lot, and then we'll go down from there?
Well, I think you've got to look on who's had the biggest impact this year. Obviously, some of them are pretty fresh into the Premier League.
That's what I'm saying, though. I think it's a little bit of a different list, isn't it? If you're saying who's had the biggest impact or who's had the best start to the season, for me, it's Hugo Ekitike. But then, are you going to put him top and have Isaac bottom because he hasn't really done anything this season?
No, well, that's insanity, mate. Insanity. But it's very hard to break them down in terms of how we're putting it, because I think Isaac will ultimately, out of that lot, be the main man.
Yeah, he'll come good.
But, like, on what he's done so far, he's probably near the bottom of that list.
Right, so let's rank it on the impact they've had so far, Robbo, okay?
Yeah.
On the impact they've had so far this season, let's rank it on that. Who's top of that list for you?
Top of the list for me, I would go Voltemada at Newcastle.
Voltemada!
Yeah.
I love watching him.
He's good at it.
I like the way he links the play, like he brings a different dimension to Newcastle. So like you say, with what Isaac had last year with them, he now brings a different dimension.
Did you see the, I don't know who it was one of the big owners of one of the football clubs in Germany.
Yeah,
Has like come out and absolutely slaughtered him and basically said, like, I just can't believe these Premier League teams got the checkbook out and paid that much for this big unit, basically.
It was somebody from Bayern Munich.
It was something like that, weren't it? And they've slated them, just saying that we're silly for spending this much money on these German players that have done nothing in their career already, basically. But for me, I don't think he's number one. I'm going to put Ekitike number one, all right? But I love Voltemada because I think he looks like, like you say, a completely different proposition for Newcastle. The penalty he scored at the weekend as well.
Oh, my God. That last week was phenomenal.
It was unreal, weren't it?
Unreal.
Who would you have top of that list, Watto?
Ekitike for me, for sure. I think to come into the league, and actually, look, I think Liverpool have dropped off a little bit, but they're a phenomenal team. So you know you're going to get chances. But it's a big club to go and play for. As Voltemada, to be fair, like Newcastle, to wear that or be a potential number 9 at Newcastle, it's big boots to fill, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
But no, he's done well. But I think Ekitike just for me at the minute.
But are we overlooking João Pedro as well with what he's done at Chelsea?
Had a good start.
I mean, he had a good start. He had a good summer. With the Club World Cup, without what he done with Chelsea. And then, I mean, he's another one that you could say has gone into Chelsea and been exceptional for him.
Do you know what I like about João Pedro is he can score a lot of different goals.
Yeah.
He scores a lot of dirty little goals.
Yeah. Well, you know him really well, don't you?
It's him as a character. He's a dirty little rat, is what he is. I said it so many times, but he is. He's a hard-working, dirty little rat, and he don't mind getting his head
He's
stuck
a phenomenal footballer. I think you're going to see him get to some real high levels this year by making that move, and that's not disrespectful to obviously starting at Watford and then Brighton, but like now at that team Chelsea, I think they can be the real deal, to be fair. But I think he's had a slight advantage because he's been in the league a bit longer. So an Ekitike, a Voltemada, you know what I mean? They've hit the straps, to be fair to them.
Who's had the least impact out of this list here so far? This is just players that are new to the Premier League, by the way. If we were talking about actual Premier League strikers, Erling Haaland's top of it. He's taking the crown. Simple as that. It's done and dusted. Who do you think has had the least impact of this list of players?
Sesko for me.
Yeah.
Worse than Isaac?
Well, look, we've got Isaac in his head for what he's done for Newcastle, and I know he's not necessarily really flourished at Liverpool, but he's not been fit, has he? He's not trained at Newcastle before he's got the massive move. But like, if I look at it from the outside, you know that I know it's false in terms of this table, but he's going to be the best out of that lot.
Why did you say Sesko, Robbo?
It's just not worked for him at Man United so far. But you could say that about Cunha, you could say that about Mbeumo, is that they've just not played to their strengths, Man United. With the formation, does the formation help him? Little things like that. He's like, how's he settled in at Manchester?
Do you think he will settle in? Do you think he'll prove to be a good signing? Because it was a lot of money, isn't it? How much was it? 60, 70 odd million?
70 million.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of money. But you look at Gyökeres as well. But with Sesko, it's like you say, it's Man United, I don't think play to his strengths. Yeah. Simple as that. And I think when you sign a striker, it's like Gyökeres at Arsenal, they don't play to his strengths either. Yeah. Everyone knows what type of striker he is. Loves playing off the shoulders, loves the ball in behind. He's trying to link play, and he's not a link play. He's not a link player.
Yeah, I think Gyökeres, right? I like him, and he scores goals, and I think he will always score goals. But I think the eye test tells you he's not necessarily that silky player, is he?
No.
He is that player that just likes to, like you say, play on shoulders. He makes good runs into the box. But Arsenal aren't sort of that team, are they? They haven't been that team for a long while.
Oh, well, the silky players on that list is like Pedro and Isaac. They're at a different level, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
In terms of the silky and nice on the eye kind of things. But, like, obviously, Jamie's got the stat up. He's not got a goal, has he, in the league, Isaac? But you know, because of what he's done over time,
he's going to come good.
He's going to come good, and they'll be a phenomenal team, Liverpool, when he gets going.
Right, so what are we, 8 games into the season, 8 games into the season? Come the end of the season, who's going to score the most goals out of that list of players there?
I'm going to go Isaac.
Yeah, I'll say Isaac as well.
Right, I'm going to stick my head out and say Gyökeres.
He's off penalties now, mate. Saka's back fit. I think one of them's a penalty, so I think he's going to get about 15 goals, Gyökeres, if he's not on penalties, which will be a decent return, first time in the league, but it's not going to be the impact that I think Isaac will have. Ekitike is probably going to get up 10-15, and I think Pedro...
about the same?
Yeah, they're about the same.
About the same. I think they've all got 10, 15, and then there's a couple that have probably got 20 in there. I think Gyökeres might have 20, Isaac, good chance, Voltemada, late teens.
Yeah, but they're all up there. But I know we've said that Haaland's well clear, but there's nobody going to get within 10 or 15 of him, are there? No. That's the problem they have. But when you look at that, obviously 2 on that list are Liverpool. You know, you make the point whether Arteta's ever going to do out at Arsenal, but like, it's going to be difficult if them 2 hit the straps.
Well, that brings us on nicely, lads, to our second talking point of today, which is this a do-or-die season for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, right? So as it stands, Robbo, Arsenal are favourites to win the Premier League. 19-20 they are. So odds on, OK? Liverpool are 14-5 and City are 9-2. If they don't win the league this season, is he in genuine threat? Is he? Could he get sacked, basically? Because if they don't win it now, when will they?
Well, they're going to be looking at it, aren't they? With the amount of money that he spent over the years now. He spent a hell of a lot of money to build this Arsenal team. And he will be under pressure. 100% he'll be under pressure. And if he doesn't win the league, then they will consider his job. They have to.
Well, to be fair, mate, look, I thought Liverpool in them first 3 or 4 games, just because they kept getting over the line, were going to win it at a canter. And they've dropped off, obviously, the last couple of things. So all of a sudden, that really heightens Arsenal's opportunity and puts the pressure on the manager. Would you sack him if they don't win it this year?
I would not sack Mikel Arteta at all, because I think what he guarantees is that you will be in that top 3 all the time. But the problem that you've got is you have to win something every now and then, right? Yeah. Even if it's 1 in every 3 or 4 Premier League seasons, yeah? It shows that you can get over the line. And I know he won the FA Cup in his first season, but they're crying out for a Champions League. They're crying out for a Premier League. And if he can't just quite get over the line, when will they get over the line? And do they bring somebody in to just get them over the line? Do you know what I mean?
Well, look what happened over the last 5-10 years of Wenger's reign. It were just really happy to be in Champions League every year. You know what I mean? And they fell into that trap. And I think he's obviously getting closer and closer to winning it now. But I'm like you. I mean, I think he's a long he's got longevity at Arsenal. I think he's done really well. I think they've trusted him, and they have spent some massive money, Robbo, as you've said.
But the team they've got is a phenomenal team. This has got to be the best team they've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Squad depth, all
stronger
of it.
now with what they've got, 100%. Like you say, the Gyökeres are the striker that they've been crying out for a long time. Yeah, they've put themselves in a really good position now. And I just think, like you say, it's now a lot of social media pressure makes decisions for owners to just pull the trigger. That's what it does now. It's like you talked back then, it's Sir Alex Ferguson's and your Arsene Wenger's. They had longevity because they were doing things and they were progressing as a team. Now, when you look at football, managers don't get that.
It's so short term, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't get the opportunity.
You have to win a cup. If you win a cup, that'll keep you safe in the job for another season or so.
Well, you've said, haven't you? He won the FA Cup in his first time, and they've not won anything since. So that's still a long time for the investment. But from the outside, he's done a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
But you have to, as your Arsenal now, win something. I'm with you. They've got to get over the line with something. I'm not saying they're going to win the league this year, but I think it'll be pretty tight.
Jamie, get the Arsenal's next fixtures off. The only reason why I think those odds are so big for them to win the league and the other teams, like Liverpool there being 14-5 and City being 9-2, is because I think Arsenal had such a tough start to the season, didn't they?
Is it got Fulham in it?
Like the fixtures that they had, they've played all the big boys pretty much, haven't they? Like Man United first game of the season, they've played Man City already, they've played Liverpool already.
Yeah.
So I think next game away at Arsenal, and then next game away at Fulham, and then it's Champions League against Atletico Madrid. Then it's home to Palace, home to Brighton in the EFL Cup, away to Burnley. This is what I'm talking about, yeah. Then it's away to Sunderland. So you can see them getting sort of maximum points. You can't you, in the next 3 or 4 matches, basically.
No, they're going to be looking to get to the next international break. You know.
Having won all, maximum points.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're trying to shift the pressure onto somebody else, aren't they, where you can't make mistakes. Obviously Liverpool slipping up the last couple of games, that's put them under big pressure. They can't afford to make too many more mistakes, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's going to be great for the league, and I don't think ultimately, in terms of where we started the question, that he's going to be sacked and all that, but the amount of time he has without winning anything, it will put him under more pressure because they've spent big.
This episode is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official partner of the Premier League. In the Premier League, everyone pushes their hardest to win. And now it's your turn. With their EPL Fantasy Challenge, Coca-Cola are giving you a chance to win big by beating the best. All you have to do is build a team based on rules set by an icon. And to help you on your way, I've got a tip to help you build your team. Make sure you keep an eye on fixtures. Who are the players up against next? Sometimes it's not about form. Like, there are some players that, for whatever reason, always play well against certain teams. So do your research. To get involved in the EPL Fantasy Challenge, all you've got to do is grab a Coke and scan the code on the pack. Just by playing, you get a chance to win Coke swag or vouchers. But if you beat the icon who set the rules, you could win vintage Coca-Cola jerseys, Premier League tickets, and more. So go ahead and get involved. Grab a Coke, drink it in.
Lads, football has got its first billionaire.
It's not me, mate.
Robert?
Definitely ain't me, mate.
Is it you? I wish, mate. Ronnie, CR7, 1.4 billion apparently he's worth. This is all after his massive new contract. I even think, I don't know where they get these figures from, right? But it wouldn't surprise if he is worth this amount of money. Like they've got to be a little bit in the know. But can you imagine all the little side businesses Ronaldo's got, of like property he owns and all everything else that he's got? Do you know what I mean? He's got ridiculous amounts of money. So fair play, mate. You probably deserve it, doesn't he?
Well, look, mate, he's been at the top of the table for such a long time, hasn't he? From when he first obviously left Portugal to come and, you know, start his journey over here with Man United. The way he's looked after himself, conducted himself, he's won, 4 Ballon d'Ors maybe?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah, and he's always been, him and Messi, obviously been the superstars of the game. But look, as soon as you get offered to go to Saudi and the money that they were going to throw at him, he's obviously going to have a chance to be a billionaire.
Do you know, when Ronaldo and Messi were in their pomp, I always thought, like, this is never going to get done again. This will never happen again. You'll never get players with this consistency of scoring goals. And sort of, it was almost like their appearances was matched by how many goals they scored each season, wasn't it? It was like 55, 60 appearances, 60 goals. Every season, without doubt. And I always used to think, we ain't never going to get anybody like this ever again. We're never going to get it. But we kind of have. We have. It's a miracle it's happened, but we kind of have. Like, Erling Haaland's numbers, yeah? Harry Kane at Bayern Munich's numbers, Mbappe's numbers at Real Madrid. We've kind of got it again, haven't we? Which is, it's got to be a good thing, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, especially with players like Kane, because obviously he's always stayed in the background and keeps himself very
Harry
quiet.
Kane got better?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
It's
when you
mad,
watch him,
isn't it?
yeah, when you watch him at Bayern Munich, he's just, like you say, he's the complete centre forward. And we talk about Erling Haaland with how good he is at scoring goals, but Harry Kane is right up there.
Well, if Ronaldo's the first to be a billionaire, out of the three we've just said, Haaland, Kane, Mbappe, who's the next billionaire out of them three?
Oh, mate, I'm sure all of them are all right, and they're going to be all right, but...
They need a Saudi move, mate. They're not going to get over the line unless they're good at Saudi.
I can't, like, I just hope we don't. I hope we get to... But saying that, though, you know what it's like. Once these players start getting a little bit older and they're not quite so slow and they're not so lethal in front of goal, everybody will be going, oh, they're nowhere near it anymore, and why don't you just go off to... Look at these numbers here. Haaland, 21 and 12, yeah? Kane, 19 and 12, and Mbappe, 17 and 13. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, numbers are phenomenal, but... they're going to be really well paid at their football clubs. But to get the mesmerising numbers, you've got to go to Saudi, haven't you?
I saw a interesting thing the other day, actually. It was Riyad Mahrez, and they asked him, will he be playing in the next World Cup, not this America one, the one in 4 years' time after it? And he says, basically, bro, I'm not Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not built like this guy, okay? This will be my last World Cup. And that's where I just think, yeah, you know what, that's the difference there.
Yeah, of course it is. That's the mindset of
that
like
longevity.
Yeah, people like Ronaldo and Messi, if they're mentally strong as well in their heads with what they do and how they look after their bodies. Yeah. And like you say, Ronaldo, what is he now, 41?
Incredible.
41, still banging goals in, still the leanest athlete that you'll see when he was 20, 21. Like obviously at Man United, he was still growing, and you could see him when you played against him. He's like, his development was nowhere near as what everyone, like you say, now expects him to be. He's incredible.
So
he's a proper athlete.
He
deserves it, mate.
Yeah, of course he does.
He's got them billions, but he still wants to take Portugal and lead Portugal in that World Cup next year.
Who's more famous, David Beckham or Cristiano Ronaldo? Our favourite HMRC and tax investigator, Carol Prince, asked this question. And on the surface of it, it's a good question because I think straight away everybody just goes, it's Ronaldo. It's got to be Ronaldo, you know, most followed person on Instagram. It has to be Cristiano. But then actually, when you do think about it, it's a very good question because I think Ronaldo, in the sort of sporty realm, definitely. But Beckham has got he's got that housewife appeal. He's got that global reach and global appeal, hasn't he?
It's a bit like you, mate. Housewife appeal, you know what I mean?
But do you know what I mean? It's a good question. Who is more famous, David Beckham or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Well, I think in the big picture, I'm going to say the housewife appeal. I think Beckham is probably more famous.
Yeah, it's a good shout, isn't it?
Yeah, if we just talked about football and at the modern time, Ronaldo was just as that footballer. But I think the broader appeal and the worldwide appeal, the Beckham brand is huge.
Once Ronaldo retires, he'll be bigger than Beckham, yeah.
That's a great shout. That's a great shout.
Because, like you say, you don't see much of Ronaldo's businesses at the moment, he's focusing just on his football. So he promotes his businesses very quietly. But with Beckham now, with what he is and how global he's got, he can do that because he's got the time. So, yeah, at this moment in time, I would say Beckham. But once Ronaldo
You'll start seeing him in all the Davidoff adverts.
So he's going to be the new housewife's
favourite.
He'll be the milk tray man.
He might be the next James Bond.
Yeah, get him on.
As well. Oh, it's good. Tommy Tuchel, after the England game, we're not really talking about England. Nobody likes the international break. Let's just can it, all right? Get rid of it. We just want Premier League football. But after the game, he basically said that the stadium was soulless. And that the fans didn't really give the players anything. And I see what he's saying, and I get it, I really do. I think there's a lot of things come into it here, basically. 3-0 up very quickly. It's a friendly. It's a Thursday night. It's against Wales, and the game was done and dusted early doors. It's a tough ask, isn't it, to get the fans to be up for it?
Yeah, look, we've been fortunate enough to work in the England setup, and the friendly games I think should become something really for the fans, and it shouldn't be on a Thursday night at Wembley. Even though a lot of fans would want to see the Welsh fixture and the rivalry and all that. But we should be taking the friendly games, and even some of the qualifiers, to be fair, around the country. Yeah. Wembley's a pain in the arse to get to for 90% of the fans that try and get there.
Especially at 7 p.m. on a Thursday as well.
It's very difficult. And I just think it opens it up to everybody. If you play the games, you've got the fantastic Premier League stadiums now, up and down the country. Why not utilise it?
I agree. I totally agree. Robbo?
Yeah, 100%. I think, like you say, you spread it out around the country. It's like you're travelling as well, the fans, Thursday night, kids at school still. It's difficult. But as a player, I get what he's getting at, in a sense of, is that you want to have that atmosphere. But as a player, you're motivated anyway to play for your country. It's that biggest motivation of just get the job done. Yes, it's a friendly against one of our rivals in Wales. But let's just go out there and play our game with what we need to do and not worry about what's going on in the background.
They put this game here at sort of like, I don't know, Manchester City or Man United, somewhere where it's sort of like half close to Wales as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You get a lot more atmosphere. But not even that, you can go and play games in the Stadium of Light. You can go and play games all up and down the country. They'll make it. Those fans, those local fans, will turn up to make that the best atmosphere of any of those England friendlies, won't they?
No, that's what they'll do. I think that's the point, isn't it? Like the atmosphere at Wembley will really poor, no denying that. But if you'd have taken that game, Stadium of Light, you go to St James's Park, even one of the stadium like Villa Park, any stadium where you can get a different set of fans, they're going to be absolutely buzzing for it. Because they're seeing England in their home
I
city.
even think some of the qualifiers, I do. I even think some of the qualifiers could be played at stadiums up and down the country. Like, basically, just try and save Wembley for the big occasions, the real big games where even the players step out on it and go, I've missed playing here. I've missed this. This is a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you used to, 21s, you used to have all your competitive games around the country, didn't you? Like you say,
right there,
why not do it with the first team? Well, like your Southamptons
tonight.
Yeah.
At Derby, innit?
At Derby.
Pride Park.
So there you go.
Pride Park, come on.
Right, who are we talking about? Should we go Ange Postecoglou, lads?
Oh, my God, now, come on. I'm telling you now, I'm not sure he's going to be here come the next international break. I mean, big man, look at them fixtures and tell me whether you think he's going to survive those fixtures.
OK, so Chelsea, and then it's Porto in Europe, and then it's away at Bournemouth and home to Man United. If he loses Chelsea, Porto and Bournemouth, I think he's gone.
But, mate, he's not won a game yet. I mean, the reality is that they had, I thought, a really, really good manager.
5 losses, 2 draws it is, 7 games he's had.
Yeah.
And then you come into them next game, you've had an international break as well.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It's horrible. It's horrible thinking it. And when you listen back to his press conference after the last game, he's actually trying to laugh it off a little bit where you are a little bit uncomfortable for him, knowing of what you've put yourself into.
Mate, I was playing golf this week in Loch Lomond, right? And I was playing with 2 lads from Nottingham who are big Nottingham Forest fans. And I'm not joking you when I say they are 100% worried about relegation this season. Honestly, they're proper Forest fans, and they are genuinely worried about relegation this season.
Mate, what that chairman has done, he's risked all by being trying to have that outpouring of I'm the man. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the manager. I'm going to bring my guy in. I know the goalie coach who's just gone in and he's invited me to go watch training. I'm thinking I need to book in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Otherwise, I don't think I'm.
You're not going to get the invite anymore.
Not going to get an invite.
What he's done as well, though, is he's changed everybody's opinion of Nottingham Forest. So last season, everybody was on board. Everybody loved them, yeah? But what he's done by sacking Nuno, everybody's lost that empathy for it now. So you see them losing and you go, well, that's what you get. That's what you get for meddling, yeah? And that is what you get, isn't it?
Do you know what's going to be worse, though? Is Nuno's going in at West Ham.
And turning them around. Even their last game, they looked a different team.
Totally different team with how they've set up and how they're playing. And that will hurt even more, as for Forest fans especially, is that you've allowed him to take another job straight away. Because there's always times in contracts that when managers leave a club, they can put a stipulation on how long it is before you take your next job.
Yeah, sure.
But the fact that now they've let him take the West Ham job, again, for Nunes there, he will transform West Ham and it will look even worse for Forest.
I hope Ange turns around, because I like Ange.
Yeah.
And I do. I think even deep down I like Forest. I do. I like them.
Yeah, it's a great club.
And I don't want them to be... I don't like people getting sacked. I just... The mechanics of football now are so tough, isn't it? You like I say, where did Forest finish last season? 6th? And now they're at the point where a few months later they're staring down the barrel of, mate, we could genuinely be in a relegation fight this season.
They've not got the comfort blanket like the last few years when the promoted teams have been so bad and so cut adrift. This year they're thinking, we could be in big trouble.
There, yeah.
But like the key here is, what are the players thinking at this point? Yeah. They've had a proper manager, and they feel like, you've said, that everything was so positive, and the chairman's just gone whoosh, chopped the legs away, and where do they go now? Like, we like Ange, I like Ange, seems like a real good guy, been good for the Premier League, but what are you trying to fix at Forest there? Yeah. There were no problems, but now there seem to be huge problems, and that's why we're talking about it, and I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there, to be fair.
Stevie Gerrard turned Rangers down. What do we make of this, Robbo?
Strange. Very strange. Considering he's obviously wanting to get back into the game.
Yeah.
He's obviously managed there before. He's won the league with them. He's done incredible things when he was there. And I don't know. I don't know how to look at that one in the sense of, does he think that there's something possibly else coming up soon for him?
There was lots of rumours that apparently it's something to do with kind of the money from Saudi, or he had to wait. But I think even the fact that he's holding meetings, and entertaining it, shows that there's a possibility that he could have got the job. But I think what he's done is he's probably had a little look at that football club as a whole, see where they are. I think they're 8th in the Scottish Premier League right now, which is just... Honestly, I couldn't... it blew my mind the other day when I looked at that league table. Blew my mind. I'm thinking, it can't be that bad. Surely it can't be that bad. But in a league of, what, 11 teams, is it? Or 12 teams or
12
something?
Teams.
12.
They're 8th, lads.
Mate, look, Russell Martin got the job on the back of the total football philosophy, and ultimately, in his time, he did get Southampton out of the Championship into the Premier League. But that's the one fleeting moment of success. And Southampton at that time had a good budget, had very good players for the league. So he were expected to do that. He's gone up to Rangers and tried to take that total footballing philosophy up there. And he's not won a game in the league. I mean, he won one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
The one last kick at Livingston or something. But, like, if you're a Rangers manager, you can't be 8th. 2nd is not good enough. So, like, 8th, you're up against it. And I just think Stevie G, who's won the league there, has looked at it and thought, they're miles off what's required in terms of what they've done recruitment-wise. And, he has to feel as though he's got a chance. And at the minute, I would suggest, from looking on the outside, that he didn't feel as though they were going to get anywhere near Celtic.
Robbo, from a coaching perspective, Robbo, when you go into a football club and you try and implement a completely new style of football, so the way Russell's gone into Rangers and gone, right, no, we're playing football. We're playing straight from the back and we're playing football. Is it easier for a manager to come in now then and almost go back to the old style? Would it be more beneficial to Rangers to just do that?
Yeah, of course it would. I think Stevie G's probably looked at it very hard, and like you say, the Saudi thing might have a little bit of effect on it. Yeah. But Russell Martin, with his style of football, with how he's played, he's not signed the players. Yeah. And it's not renowned for up there in that league anyway of playing that. Like, obviously, Brendan Rodgers has done a great job at Celtic. So as a coach going in now, you will try and play a style of football that suits the group of players that are there.
A bit more basic.
Yeah, because you can't change things straight away with how you want to do it. Yeah. I've worked with managers before that have come into a club and they've tried to change the style, but the players that are in the building can't do that. Yeah. So it's a gradual build-up. So someone like a Stevie G now going in there possibly would be just to get back to the basics of keeping clean sheets. Yeah. Winning 1-0s and things like that, just again gain the confidence and build.
Slowly start to implement.
You slowly start to build the confidence grows, but then you're bringing in your players in with how then you want the team to play eventually.
Mate, honestly, when the end for me though, forget the results, which have been absolutely abysmal. But when he took the lads for a swim in Loch Lomond, come on, like you're grabbing what you're clinching there, boys. You know what I mean?
Honestly, like I said, I was there last week. I played golf 2 days, stayed up there. I couldn't have thought of anything worse at jumping in that lock, lads, honestly.
But the one thing you do know as a former player, and that's why we're discussing things like this on here, is that ain't working, is it? When you do that, come on, seriously.
Your head's gone.
Would that have been like the equivalent to, when you're struggling really badly, and then the manager goes, lads, I've got an inspirational video for you. You all sit down in the meeting room, and he presses play, and it's that Any Given Sunday quote video. You know, the one where he goes, the inches of everywhere, lads.
Oh, yeah.
But we had that at West Brom and we survived the Great Escape with Brian Robson, But again, though, it's personalities, it's characters in the dressing room, isn't it? It's like the group of players, you got to understand that that's not the right thing to do. But you might get away with it with another group of players who have that mentality of going, do you know what, lads? Like, we're in a bit of a sticky patch here. We've got to do it. We've got to stick together.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, it'd have been better, mate, saying to the nutritionist and the chef, I'll tell you what we're doing this morning, we're all going to have a bacon eggs on. Bacon eggs
still fry
have a full
Sit
fire.
down, cup of tea.
Enjoy yourself.
And just...
I was going to say English breakfast, it'd be Scottish breakfast.
Yeah,
what's the difference between a Scottish breakfast and a full English breakfast?
They have instead of black pudding, it's a white pudding or something.
White pudding, they have...
Fried Mars bars.
Haggis, fried Mars bars.
Yeah.
Iron brew on the side.
Lovely. That'd be a bit my diet, that would be now.
Right, couple more things to talk about. Then we've got the quiz, as per usual. Man United, we're going to get some Man United talking, lads. What do they need, first and foremost, right? So they've been linked with Adam Wharton, 60 million quid from Crystal Palace. And also, just how have the new players settled in? Cunha, Mbeumo, Sesko. Where are Man United? Rob, I'm going to come to you. Where are Man United right now?
Again, they're in a sticky patch with Amaron and the formation. He's persistent with this 3-4-3.
Yeah.
The fans you can see the frustrations with it. Man United are a 4-2-3-1. They're a 4-4-2. Yeah. Over the years with what they've done. Wingers get the ball in the box, your attackers, your strike, and someone like a Sesko would prefer that.
Yeah, he would, yeah.
And you've got like Mbeumo who plays wide and will put in the good deliveries. But Adam Wharton, would he make a massive difference? Yes, I rate him very highly. I said it before on the show at the start. I think at the start of the show when we started before the season started, is that I'm surprised teams like Man City and that haven't come in for him, because I rate him really highly with what he does and what he brings to a team. But he's another one. We talk about Arteta, but are Man United going to pull the trigger? Even though Ratcliffe's come out and said that it's going to 3 years. 3 years for him. I don't think Man United can do that.
Nobody in world football is safe for 3 years.
No, I mean, but if you're a player at Man United, mate, and you see that interview with Jim Ratcliffe, what do you actually think? Yeah. Because you're in the building and you know the struggles that you've got, and you're thinking, he's just told our manager he's got 3 years. What are you thinking? You know what I mean?
Nobody's got 3 years. It's ridiculous. You can't ever say that about it. If Man United go and lose 5 out of the next 6 games, he'll get sacked. Yeah. It's as simple as that. That's how football works nowadays, and I don't care who you are. Arsenal could be the same. Even Liverpool could be the same. If you lose 5 or 6 out of 7 or 8, you're getting chopped.
The pressure's massive, isn't it? I think we've already spoke about Sesko, but I think Cunha and Mbeumo are 2 top signings for Man United. But you've been there. It's difficult to make it at the bigger club, you know, and it's not being disrespectful to them. Wolves and Brentford, they're not on the same stratosphere. And Wharton, I really, really like him. I think he's been unbelievable. But I think about him going to United for 60 million, a bit like Schneidlin when he left Southampton to go to Man United. Honestly, Schneidlin was a phenomenal footballer, and all of a sudden went for massive money to Man United. I thought 100%
it's going to work.
And he couldn't do it. He was top. And that's what you fear for a younger player like a Wharton. Potentially, if he got that move, it can be the end of him, unfortunately, you know what I mean?
I think there's always a lot said about Adam Wharton, isn't there? And everybody, I always read a lot of stuff saying, God, he's so overrated. And I think you need to watch him for the eye test first and foremost. Go to a game and watch him and see what he's capable of. See how he moves around the pitch, how he operates. And it's a thing of beauty. Yeah. It's effortless. He glides around but he's got legs as well. Yeah. He's got legs. That's the bit there that Man United are interested in. They've got nobody in there at the minute that's got those legs that can get about, and that vision of passing, and that calmness and control when he's got the ball as well. I think Brian Mbeumo has probably been the best signing for Man United so far this season. I like his work rate. I just think, for me, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Yeah, and I don't mind players that work hard. I can forgo everything else. If you're working hard and give me everything you've got, I think you've got a chance.
Well, I think he's what epitomises a Man United of old, the work rate and the desire.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not necessarily scored the goals he would have liked, but I think if you're a Man United fan and you're watching him every week, you want the other 10 of them to be like that.
Man United fixtures, Jamie, can you get them up on the board real quickly? It's not the easiest little run of fixtures, This could be a sticky patch, this, you know. So Sunday, back into Premier League action. Sunday is away at Liverpool, and then it's home to Brighton the week after. And then they've got Forest away, Spurs away, and then it's the international break.
Well, the one thing that's in his favour, if he's going to be this super coach and can do some good work, they have 3 weeks. So he's got a lot of time to prepare that team for each of them 4 games. He's got no distraction. Obviously, Grimsby dumped him out the Cup. No European fixtures. He has actually no excuses. Yeah. They're going to be fit, fresh, and tactically well prepared, or as well as he can prepare them for all them games.
Yeah.
The only thing he's not had, though, leading up into this Liverpool game is that he's not had the players around.
Yeah.
Because they've been away on international duty.
Yeah.
So, again, he's not had time to do that work to get him prepared for a massive game.
He does get an extra day at least on Sunday, but
but still, though, what players will be getting back Thursday?
As well. Yeah.
Thursday, like
that's
you
the
say.
problem. International breaks, it's almost like every team in the Premier League has to throw all their players up in the air and then just hold their hands and pray that they come back fit as a fiddle, on time, no injuries, no fatigue, no mental fatigue, and hope they're good to go on a Saturday afternoon, because you will literally get to work with them properly the day before the game. And that's it. You get one day, really, isn't it?
It's all about video meetings, to be fair, because you just, like you said, they're wrapped up in cotton wool. You just want them to be fit and well, and hopefully you have a tactical meeting, because the day before the game, virtually going to do nothing, because you want all that energy level for the game on the Saturday or the Sunday. But post that, I think he's probably the only manager of such a big team who's going to get a full week's prep for the other 3 games.
Last talking point of the day, lads, has the game gone? Okay, we know the game's gone. Come on, everybody knows the game's gone. But Cole Palmer has trademarked Cold Palmer, and also, you know, his little celebration.
Yeah.
So he's trademarked it, and there's a few other players that have done it as well. Ronaldo's done it, Messi, I think Lamine Yamal's just done one as well, Bex has done one, Gareth Bale. But do you know the reason why they do it?
Well, I just thought off the top of my head, it's just so that Morgan Rogers, every time he scores, is going to have to pay him a few quid, innit?
That as well. I think he can still do it, Morgan Rogers, because I think anybody can basically do that. There's no, you can't stop people doing that. But what it does is it stops bigger brands, bigger corporations using you doing that. So take FIFA, for example, EA Sports and the FIFA games and stuff, for example. If you're playing as Chelsea and you score a goal with Cold Palmer, 1, they're not allowed to call in Cold Palmer, and 2, he's not allowed to do his celebration unless he allows them to. And the only way he can allow them to is if EA give him an absolute shed load of money and say, can we use your trademark, please? And he'll say, yeah, cool, mate, that's $1 million quid.
Well, look, it's very clever in terms of him and the people surrounding him, isn't it? And it's the modern way. But, like, you imagine yourself, or you, Robbo, like, what would have been your trademark? I know what my trademark would have been. I'd concede a goal. Like, I'm not sure a brand would want that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, Robbo, yours would have been a 2 foot.
Mine's a slide tackle. Celebrate with a slide tackle.
I'm the same as you. I think mine would have been that. What I would have been sorry, lads.
But there's not too many brands want that, is there? Yeah. I actually think it'd have been better, actually.
I think mine would have made FIFA. 100% mine would have made FIFA.
You'd have been a red card waiting to happen on FIFA.
Ref comes over, give you a red card for celebrating.
How'd you get 2 foot? How'd you do 2 foot on FIFA, lads? Scotty, do you know? Hold X. Yeah, you have to hold X aggressively. Like you have to super press it, Robbo.
Yeah. The wonder why that was always broke.
Do the goalies on FIFA, when they concede one, do they give it? Do they? Yeah?
Do they?
It cuts to that.
All right. Well, there might be a few quid in it for me somewhere. We'll see if anybody nibbles.
Oh, it's good, lads. It's good. Well done today. Really enjoyed that. Should we do a little bit of the quiz? And thankfully today, Tom's not here, so we can't extend
We got a
his
chance.
lead as
We
well.
got a chance. Come on.
Tom's not here. He's gone to Malaga. Sorry, it's Malaga, not Magaluf. So we've got a chance to we'll just get some points on the board. Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, then, boys. Quiz time.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
10 questions, fastest finger first. You know the drill. Scores on the doors. Tom is on 5, not here today.
Piss off, Tom.
He's not here, is he? Come
Not
on.
here, not here. Watto, you're on 2.
Oh no, God, it's a...
Ben, you're on 1. Robbo, you're on 0.
That's first
But-
one, isn't it?
Yeah, you get...
It is first one.
First one. I'm
Getting
getting judged
judged,
on
you
like,
know
my
what I
first
mean?
appearance.
Oh my God.
Not getting judged,
What he's
I'm just
going
saying it to the people at home.
How is Tom on 5?
Because he's running away with
He's
it.
been on fire.
He has, yeah.
Mate, he was 5-0 up.
He's 5-0 up, yeah.
Oh, he's
It
been
was,
on fire.
it was so bad at the start.
We had to have a word with him and say, mate, come on. Think of the viewers at home. Okay?
Gives a
just
gives
calm
a
it down
chance.
little bit, okay?
Yeah. Okay, question 1. Who was the player to last win the Ballon d'Or before the Messi and Ronaldo
Kaka.
era began? Kaka is the correct
Good
answer.
answer, isn't it?
Straight in there.
Sharp there.
Straight in there.
Question 2. Chelsea signed Ricardo Carvalho in 2004
FC
from
Porto.
No.
I was just reading your question.
No.
He's jumping the gun.
He's jumped in early.
Yeah,
You know,
these are the questions
I like.
I've got him.
I like
That's
these
great,
questions.
that's great, yeah.
So take your time on this one, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I will,
Ben, you're not
yeah,
in.
sure.
Chelsea signed Ricardo Carvalho in 2004 from Porto. What other defender also joined from Porto that summer?
Louise.
No. Chelsea
Alex.
signed... No. All back in. Chelsea signed Ricardo Carvalho in 2004 from Porto. What other defender also joined Porto that summer? From Porto that summer?
Aspilicueta.
No.
From Porto.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Not Pereira.
No. No. 1, 0. The answer is Paulo Ferreira.
Fernando
You said-
Rocher, mate, you'd have been in.
Ferreira Rocher. You were so close.
I knew it.
It was a P in the F, so I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry.
It's a shame.
Oh, God, I knew it was a fullback as well, and I couldn't think of his name.
Sloppy from us. So we've got to get that. We should get that.
Yeah, I should have got that. I should have got that.
Question 3. Who was in charge of Luton Town when they were relegated from the Premier League in 2024?
Rob Edwards.
Rob Edwards is the correct answer, Robbo.
Too easy, that one. I was just like thinking of someone else.
Yeah, someone else.
Someone's got to get the easy questions.
Ah, that's right.
Question 4. What former German midfielder did Newcastle sign from Bayern Munich in 1998 that later went on to play for Liverpool?
Deep man.
Correct. Oh my God. How weird is this, yeah? So we just had a Luton question. Jack Wilshere's just been announced as the new Luton manager.
Breaking news.
Breaking
Breaking
news.
news. Village.
Wow.
Even though this goes out at 5 p.m. tonight, so it won't be breaking news.
Yeah,
There you go.
that was very random after we just had that Luton question.
Will he get them up, Watto, Robbo?
I think it's a good job for
Yeah,
him.
it's a good
League
job,
One.
yeah.
It's a good job.
Good job for
yeah?
him.
It's
Yeah.
a good
It's a
job.
big job.
Be whoever he can bring in with him. I think
Yeah.
he needs that bit of experience alongside him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, it's a great job to get.
Good luck, Jack. Good
Yeah,
luck.
all the best, buddy.
There we go. Question 5. Brentford's Fabio Carvalho started playing his career at what Premier
Liverpool.
League club? No.
Fulham.
Fulham is the correct answer. Robbo takes the lead. 2,
2. He's on
2, 1, 1.
2.
No,
You're on
I
2?
ain't got any.
I'm on 2.
He's on 2, Fozzie.
Oh wow, I've completely butchered that. Right, you're on 2. Watto 0. Ben, you're on 2.
2-0.
He's trying to take one off you, Fozzie, as well, mate.
Question 6. What striker made his name for Bayer Leverkusen before signing for a Premier League club in 2006?
Podolski.
No. What striker made his name for Bayer Leverkusen before signing for a Premier League club in 2006? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All out. All back in. Back in, Robbo.
Yeah.
What striker made his name for Bayer Leverkusen before signing for a Premier League club in 2006? The club was Tottenham.
I'm going to say an Arsenal player, so that's saved me from that one. Berbatov.
Berbatov is the correct answer. Well done, Watto.
I was going to say Bentner for Arsenal until you said Tottenham.
Yeah.
Good.
Next clue would have been Bulgarian, but then as soon as you say Bulgarian and striker, you're like Berbatov straight away.
Yeah,
so,
true that.
question 7. Arsenal have had 2 Croatian strikers play for them in the Premier League. Can you name one of them?
Yeah.
Suka
Little
is
thinker.
the correct answer. The other one?
Croatian striker.
Yep. So you have Davor Suker, and you got one more. This isn't 4.
No points.
No point. Shall I give you the answer?
Yeah.
I think
Eduardo.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yes. Leg break, Eduardo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there at that
Yeah.
one.
Scores and doors, 3, 2, 1. Question 8 is a career path question. I have played for Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester City, QPR, New York Red Bulls,
Frank
New
Lampard.
York Red Bulls 2. No, it's not Frank Lampard. Phoenix Rising FC. I have played for Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester City.
Sturridge.
No. QPR, New York Red Bulls, New York Red Bulls 2, Phoenix Rising FC.
Is it Naden?
No. All back in.
Oh, he didn't go Chelsea.
Bradley Wright Phillips.
No. Manchester City, Chelsea, City, QPR, New York Red
Sean
Bulls.
Wright Phillips.
Sean Wright Phillips is the correct answer.
What did you say?
He said Bradley Wright Phillips.
Wright Phillips.
I don't think there is a Bradley Wright Phillips.
That's
is
what
there?
threw me then when he said that.
There is a Bradley Wright Phillips, his brother.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
That's good, that's good.
Oh, it's his younger brother, isn't it?
Oh, you were so close there, Fuzzy. So close.
So, Robbo,
Unreal.
3, innit?
3-3-1.
3,
I need
1.
to get these next
2
two,
questions
don't I
left.
can do this. I can do it.
Question 9. Stephen Colker last loan spell in the United Kingdom was in 2016 with what club?
Southampton.
QPR.
No.
Swansea.
No. All back in.
Liverpool.
Liverpool was the correct answer. Well done, Watto.
Great shout, that is what
Watto, if you get this next question, you're
know.
taking it to a 3-way
Let me
tiebreaker.
just touch the mug. Touch the mug.
Here we go. Question 10. What former Real Madrid defender left the Bernabeu to join Blackburn Rovers in 2006?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
What former Real...
Salgado.
Salgado's the correct answer!
No, it's a fullback again.
That means you got the win, Ben. Well done, mate.
Get in there! I need a hero! Yes, I needed that so badly as well.
Well done, my
Thanks,
friend.
mate.
Done there.
Fantastic quiz
Good
today.
quiz.
Well done.
Say
Well done,
Pereira
well done.
again.
Well done. There we
Michel
go.
Salgado.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There we
Oh,
go.
it's good, lads.
Yeah.
It's
Good little quiz.
Well
Good
done
show.
today, you lot. Incredible effort.
Good quiz, Jim and I. You're getting
That was
better.
good.
You're getting
Trying
better.
our best.
Sign us off, Jiminy.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next week.
Boom.